Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be going over how to calculate average atomic mass, and basically this is the mass number that you see in the periodic table. So I've already written the definition of what is average atomic mass. So it's in the name, average. So it's the weighted average of all the masses of an element's isotope. So what that means is that each element has a certain number of isotopes. For example, chlorine has 2 isotopes, and it's the average of those masses. Magnesium has 3 isotopes, and they have different masses, so it's the average of them, etc., etc. So I also have written the 3 steps on how to find the average atomic mass. And it's pretty simple. So essentially you'll be given the isotopes, and each isotope has different masses, and each isotope also has different percent abundances. Alright, and so we're going to follow these 3 steps one by one, and also a good way to check your work is to check the periodic table. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I just mentioned magnesium, so we're going to do magnesium. So let's say we have the first isotope of magnesium, like magnesium 24, and it has a mass of 23.98 grams. Notice 23.98, that rounds to 24, so that's why it's called magnesium 24. And it occurs 78.70% of the time. And we also have magnesium 25 that has a mass of 24.98 grams, and that occurs 10.13% of the time. And then we also have magnesium 26 with a mass of 25.98 grams, and that occurs 11.17% of the time. So notice how all these masses, they round up to its isotope name. So this is essentially what you'll be given each time whenever you're asked to calculate the average atomic mass. So we're going to do step 1 now. So step 1 says convert all the given percentages in decimal. And by percentages, I mean these percentages. And you should know how to convert to decimals by, again, percent means out of 100. So to convert back to decimal, you divide by 100, or you simply just move the decimal place twice to the left. So 78.7% turns into 0.787. You can add the 0 if you want. It doesn't really matter. Same thing. And then 10.13% turns into 0.1013. And then the last one turns into 0.1117. 1117. So that's step 1. Step 2, multiply each decimal, so these decimals that we just solved, to the isotope's given mass. So this decimal times this mass, this decimal times this mass, this decimal times this mass. We'll get 3 separate numbers. So I like to color code just so I know what I'm doing. So 0.787 times 23.98. That will equal a number. We'll get to that in a second. Just setting it all up. Alright, and then the last decimal. Alright, and then you're going to solve for each of these, just separate multiplication. So the first one, I got 18.872. I'm going to round to 3 decimal places. 18.872. Next one will be 2.530. And then the last one will be 2.902. Okay? So that's step 2. And the very last step, which is the easiest thing, is to add the numbers together. and then that will be your final answer. So 18.872 plus 2.53 plus 2.902 equals. I got 24.304 AMU. So that's the units for average atomic mass, or it could be grams, same thing. Okay, so that is my final answer. But let me double check the periodic table. I'm going to find magnesium on the periodic table. It's right here. Look at that. It is 24.305. Pretty close. So your answer should be really, really, really close to what it says on the periodic table. If you're off, like if I got 22, I would do something wrong. So make sure to check the periodic table that you did it right. Right? So that's pretty much how you calculate average atomic mass. I will give you another example and you will try on your own. And then I will, you should pause the video and then try it and then play to check your work. So this time I'm going to give you neon. So I'm going to write an isotope. So this is the nuclear notation for isotope. I'm going to give you the hyphen notation. But again, same process applies to this one. So we have neon 20, neon 21, neon 22. Okay, and with the mass of this isotope is 19.992 grams. This is 20.994 grams, and this one is 22.002 grams. And then these are my abundances: 90.51%, 0.27%, and 9.22%. Okay, so you're going to do the same 3 steps up here. And so essentially just decimal, multiply, and then add them all together. And I just want to point out, so sometimes your percent abundances are in decimal form, like this one. It is still percent, so you still have to convert to decimal. So it doesn't matter how small or how big the percentage is. If it's percent, still divide by 100. Okay, so again, pause the video, try it by yourself, and then play once you're done to check your work. Okay, so this is what I got for my final answer. The average atomic mass for neon is 20.18. In my calculator, I got 20.181. So I just stopped at 118 because if you check the periodic table, that is exactly what it says on my periodic table, 20.18. So that is basically it on how to calculate average atomic mass. I hope this helped, and stay tuned for the next video. Have a great day.